A semaphore is probably one of the easiest concepts in all of threading, and the basic idea is the following. We have some resource or some part of the code that we want to limit to a number of threads. So we only want, for example, 2 threads to access that resource simultaneously, not a single thread. In this case, we'll just use a lock or a mutex, but we want to limit the access to a number of threads. So maybe only 3 threads are allowed to get to the connection pool, and we don't want too many threads to connect simultaneously. Then we are using a semaphore. That's it. Nothing fancy here. So let's just see an example. Let us import time as usual, import random, both of them to simulate some work for our threads, and then from threading we will import, of course, thread to create thread objects and semaphore. That's it. And now, as I said, it limits the access to n threads simultaneously. So we can create a constant, global constant, maybe something like max connections, and let's set it to 3. Then we can create our connection limit, which will be a semaphore, or we can call it semaphore, like lowercase semaphore, however you want to call it. And it of course needs to know to how many threads it like what is the number of threads that are allowed to simultaneously access that part of the code or the resource that we want to block. So here we have to pass max connections, and then let's create some function that will use it, some worker function for our thread that will be used as a target for the thread. We can accept thread ID and simply print thread with the following: thread ID is waiting to get access. Here, the best way to use locks, semaphores and so on is to of course use Python context manager here, since it takes care of releasing just on its own. And we could of course use acquire, like call it explicitly, and then release explicitly both for locks and semaphores. But this is something which in Python we have like this construction called context manager, which does it for us. So let's use it with connection limit. That's it. It was already created here globally. So each thread within this program can access connection limit, and now we can print here thread is starting to work, and then thread has finished its work. And instead of like creating some like real work for them, because of course we only use threads in a scenario when we want to like improve our performance, and our functions are usually doing some real work. Of course we can spawn thread for whatever function, it could also exit immediately, but the main idea here is usually to do some work and do it concurrently. So we have a couple of threads, maybe there are like 10 threads, sometimes there is even hundreds or thousands of threads, depending on the situation, and sometimes they live like throughout the whole life of a program, which might be a whole week, might be month, might be very long. So this is not something that is always the same, but usually it's there used to do some work that takes time. So here, because we don't want to create the whole program from scratch, we are only building it for educational purposes to just see how a semaphore works, we are using, of course, time and sleep. And we can sleep using some random from uniform distribution, random amount of seconds between, let's say, 0.5 and 1.5 seconds, and we can put it here as well. So that's it. Now let's create main, and let's spawn our threads. So we create a thread object, give it a target, of course, worker, and as arguments we pass I. And where is I coming from? Here for I in range, let's say 10. We have 3 connections that we allow simultaneously and 10 threads in total. So the first 3 will get here immediately, and then the rest will have to wait. Then the next batch of 3 and so on. And we should see it in a second. So now let's start for thread in threads. Thread start, and then for thread in threads, thread join. join. So if underscore underscore name equals main, and now let's call main function, and let's just call main here, and let's start. Worker arguments must be iterable. Yes. Now it wasn't parsed as a tuple. It thought that it's just like a single object, and if I add a comma here, then it knows that it's a tuple. So let's start. And what happened here? So thread 0 is waiting to get access. All the threads started immediately. Then they reached the connection limit, our semaphore. Then 5, 6, and 4 started to work. Then the 1 finished work, and immediately the next one started to work. And then the 4 finished work, and the next one started to work. And so on. And then all of them finished their work, and we exited. So that's the basic idea of a semaphore.